Today we meet with Mr. Diego Gomez and Diego Guzman, who are the representative of the Medellin's major office, and they come to tell us a little more about the impact of the clusters on national competitiveness. Therefore, we are going to talk about the business tourist culture of Medellin and Antioquia. Nowadays, companies can often obtain capital, goods, information, and technology from all over the world with a single click of the mouse. Therefore, many traditional ideas about how companies and countries compete need to be completely reformed. In theory, a more open global market and faster transportation and communications should reduce the role of geographic localization in competition. After all, anything that can be effectively purchased from a distance through the global market and corporate network is available to any company, so it has essentially been eliminated as a source of competitive advantage. To inform our viewers, Mr. Gomez, what is a cluster?
Good evening, Lina. The clusters affect the competitiveness of countries and across borders. Therefore, they bring a new agenda for all corporative executives, not just those who compete globally. And in a broader sense, clusters represent a new way of thinking about location, challenging many traditional ideas about to deploy companies, how universities and other institutions contribute to competitive success, and how governments promote economic and development and prosperity.
Thank you. So, Diego Guzman, please tell us what is the business terms cluster of Medellin and Antioquia? Can you tell us which are the four elements of the cluster?
Yes, good evening. Business and touring cluster in Medellin. Let's talk about the development the cluster has had in Medellin today. Colombia is recent year promoted initiative that include the creation of companies in the country which are supported by the government. It's also motivate to the internationalities more sectors in the country, sectors that are high quality that that are including research in international market. It's also encouraging for investment within country by reducing taxes so that markets and economy grow. The business and tourism cluster in Medellin is important for the Antioquia regional because during the last decade, Medellin has had a development economic growth that has positioned it in the regional and national. The arrivals of the cluster brings within development both in infrastructure and investment technology that are based on four elements. The four elements first is innovation, stimulate and increase the competitive of touring destination through innovation capacity with improve the experience of travel residents. Technology is second. It's promote the new conception and business model based of the real visitors. There is sustainability, avoid negative impacts on the environmental and local culture and generating employment for residents. It's improved to respect travels to work and inhabitants and place they visits. Fourth is accessibility to have a territory that is limited physical and sensorial or communication barrier. And it's holding.
Thank you, Mr. Guzman. And Mr. Diego, how is your cluster dealing with the pandemic?
Okay, Lina. During the birth of the pandemic, the cluster had to maintain inclusion in tourism, in which it was highly affected by the closure of the border both at the Colombian level and the rest of the world. For this reason, the cluster created strategies to help companies allies and thus be able to establish a better panorama. At present, the standards of care and the low rates of tourists have made that measures and are taken to care for people, and the companies have certificates where the care and acceptance of the areas is one of the main most considered. For the reason, the associated hotels have had to request certificates showing the high quality in the care of the areas and the environments of the people. The people who work must demonstrate that they no, do not have any disease. And that's it, Lina.
Thank you. So this is all for today. Thank you very much for being with us today, and good night, and see you on the next occasion. Bye.
Good night, Lina.
Thank you.